Over a GT and data science integration lesson that was made by Daz, Christina, Leslie, and Kanan. So the standards that we use for grade 5, for the math standard, we used convert among different size standard measurement units within a given measurement system. Example, converting 5 centimeters to 0.05 meters, and use these conversions in solving multi-step and real-world problems. For our MP, we use MP5. Use appropriate tools strategically. And then for our next generation science standards, we use define a simple design problem reflecting a need or want that includes specified criteria for success and constraints on materials, time, or cost. For our science and engineering practice, we used obtain and combine information from books and or other reliable media to help to explain phenomena or solutions to help design problem. Next one, we have make observations and measurements to produce data to serve as the basis for evidence for an explanation of a phenomenon. And then our last one is support an argument with evidence, data, or a model. So for our geography is using the history social science standard. We have students understand the course and consequences of the American Revolution. So to explain this a little bit, since they will be making a map of places near their home, when students make the map, they can understand that some places near their homes, such as parks, landmarks, and historical sites, may commemorate revolution events slash figures. And searching and mapping locations near their homes can help students gain an understanding of the impact the American Revolution and its legacy has on their community. So this is our lesson objective. By the end of the lesson, students will be able to 1, develop an understanding of time by learning to calculate time from point A to point B, and 2, analyze and calculate the distance between the point A and point B. So the materials they'll need to decorate the maps and analyze will be paper, pencils, ruler, and color pencils. And note that legend isn't necessary. So to build the idea, we're gonna have the students plan a day where they get to know where their parents work, calculate how long it takes to get to their work from their house, parents picking up kids from school, how long it takes, going with parents to grocery store for dinner, and the distance from the grocery store to back to their houses. So this is the activity description. The introduction is gonna involve discussing with students different places that they visit regularly, such as home, school, grocery store, parents' work. And you're gonna have to emphasize the importance of understanding distances and travel time in their daily routines. Each student will receive a map of their area, so we're going to ask them to mark their home, school, parents' work, and grocery store, and estimate the distances between them. We can have them practice converting the measurement units, such as like centimeters to meters, and then inches to centimeters, and etc. Students are going to be able to talk to their parents to find how long it takes to commute from their home to their workplace, and record times for each parent, and discuss modes of transportation that they take. And we're going to be guiding students to calculate the average commute time for their parents as well. And then there's going to be a lot of discussing. We're going to be discussing with students the time it takes for their parents to pick them up from school, have them estimate the pickup times and compare it to the actual time it takes for their parents to pick them up. And this is going to be important as they're going to be discussing the importance of grocery shopping and how it fits into their routine. We're going to be asking students to estimate the distance from the grocery store to their home, have them think of different transportation methods and how it affects their travel time. We're going to have students calculate time spent on commuting to parents' work, school, and grocery store, and have them reflect on what they find, like any surprises or data arguments, and etc. So this is going to be the time for their group discussion. Students will be able to share their experiences with others and compare how their life's like, how their daily routine is. They will think of ways to optimize their daily routine to save time and energy and discuss as a group. The teacher will summarize key points and emphasize the understanding of time, distances, and transportation. This is the teaching and learning strategies. We're going to be talking about the differentiated instruction for diverse students, the English learners, and the special ed. So for English learners, we're going to have visual aids to help them understand locations and label images to differentiate modes of transportation, and etc. for students who are unfamiliar with certain vocabulary. You're going to have to present information clearly and use translations if necessary for certain key terms. Using physical tools like rulers to help students comprehend distance and encourage group work to enhance collaboration skills. We're going to provide opportunities for the English learners to practice speaking and listening in English as they discuss their daily routines, transportation methods, and travel times just throughout the whole activity itself. And obviously offer support whenever necessary for any of the components that we just talked about. For special ed students, we're going to be using different visual, auditory, and tactile elements in the lesson, such as tactile maps. So we can offer personalized instruction, modify tasks for their needs, their specific needs, and appropriate pacing. We're going to be breaking down complex concepts into smaller and understandable concepts for them. We can use charts, diagrams, and graphic organizers for students with learning disabilities. We can provide visual cues to help students stay focused and offer positive reinforcement for students to help with their confidence and to encourage them to stay interested and focus on the lesson. We'll allow students to collaborate with other students or within each other to complete the activities to help them to help each other out, and encourage peer support to enable social interactions within the students as well. So this is the step-by-step 5E procedures. Visual examples, we're going to have pictures, diagrams depicting cars and the walk, etc. Images of homes, workplace, grocery store to help students understand these areas. To engage, we'll start the lesson by displaying a map of the local area on the board. We will encourage students to share their thoughts by asking questions like, can anyone point out where the house is located on the map? Who can tell me how they usually get to school? Do you know where your parents work? How do they get there? And etc. To explore, students will be divided into small groups and have a map of the local area. Students are going to be asked to mark their home, school, parents' workplace, and grocery store on the map, and they will discuss in groups the approximate time to get from one place to another. And teachers we will guide wherever is necessary. Necessary will be provided. Or guidance will be provided whenever necessary, which has to do with like concept of distance or the transportation modes. The teacher will facilitate a discussion on commuting and running errands. They will discuss the importance of understanding distances and travel times in daily routines. And the teacher will use simple language to explain how to calculate travel times and distance using maps and other tools. The teacher will clarify points, address misconceptions that students might have. For the elaboration, students will be asked to interview parents/guardian to gather information about how they commute to work or the errands they run. They will calculate the average commute time for each parent and compare it to their estimates. Students in groups or pairs will discuss different factors that affect travel time, like traffic, weather, transportation mode, and students will be encouraged to brainstorm alternative routes and transportation modes that can save time. Going on, students' understanding will be assessed. Informal questions and discussions, observation of student participation/engagement, and reviewing of students' maps/calculations. The teacher will provide a quiz or worksheet to gauge the student comprehension of concepts like distance, time, and transportation. They will provide feedback to students on their performance, offering further practice or reinforcement whenever necessary. This is the worksheet that will be given to them. Just to go over number 1 really quick. If 1 inch on the map represents 2 miles and the distance between your home and school on the map is 3.5 inches, how far is it in real life? So the operation they'll be doing is multiplication. So 3.5 times 2. Or they can also do 3.5 plus 3.5 to get the answer. So the integration, math, science, and engineering. So for math, the project involves calculating distances between locations using measurement, addition, multiplication, and subtraction. Calculating travel times also involves math operations. So for the science, the project introduces transportation and commuting. Factors like traffic patterns, weather conditions help solidify scientific principles. For engineering, the project helps think about optimizing travel routes and problem solving to get to places on time. For technology and arts, so for technology, we're going to be using maps, visual aids, digital tools for math calculation, using online applications or GPS devices to explore routes and distances. Integrates technology. For the arts, students can create visual representations of their commuting routes through drawing, collages, or digital graphics. Students can express their experiences and insights through creative writing, poetry, and storytelling, which is integration of artistic expression. So for assessment and closure, we're going to make sure that students understand distance, time, and transportation as it relates to them. We're going to be asking questions like, how do you think this knowledge can help you daily? How might you use information about distances and travel times to plan activities efficiently? For the extension activity, you can have them investigate transportation systems in their city and compare it with other cities, calculate environmental impacts and learn how to reduce it, present this information to share with classmates as well. We're gonna allow students to provide feedback on the lesson, like how what was done well or what can be improved, and we're gonna use this feedback to inform future lessons and tailor it to meet the interests and needs of students, and end the lesson by expressing appreciation for students for their participation and engagement. Lastly, remind students the importance of applying this knowledge to continue exploring these types of concepts. And this is our reference list that we use to create this lesson. That's it. Thank you.